but like let's say my husband's leading me, and I'm observant of what he's doing, how he's leading. If at a point where he can no longer lead for a moment of vulnerability or some circumstance, I am capable of leading until he can lead again.
Let me ask you a question, because I love when girls say this.
Before,
Yeah, she has some.
Let me ask you a question, and all the ladies can chime in on this. Let's say you're in the kitchen, and but let's say you're in the kitchen, right? In a hypothetical situation, right? You're in the kitchen, and you realize that the pipe is leaking, right? And you're like, damn, okay, it's leaking. Okay, this sucks, whatever. And you put a Band-Aid over it, right? And it stops leaking for a little bit, okay? Stops leaking for a bit. But you notice that, at some point the Band-Aid falls off and you need to put another one on a day or two later. And you have the money to go ahead and hire a plumber to get a new pipe. What are you going to do? Are you going to put another Band-Aid on, or are you going to go ahead and get a new pipe?
Is that question for me?
It's for you, and then we're going to go around the table. Are you going to continue to put the Band-Aids on, or are you going to go ahead and hire a plumber to put in a new pipe? Which one are you doing?
It's neither. It's neither. And
trying to be funny.
No, I'm not. I'm
We're
not.
moving on.
No, I'm
All
not.
right, what about you?
No.
Hold on. We're moving on. Because we need some common sense
but
here.
you guys are just
What are you
judging
doing?
me
Are you
because of
gonna-
the way
are you
that
gonna-
I'm looking
Okay,
right now,
okay.
and that's crazy.
Okay. What are you doing? Are you going
Yeah.
ahead and put another Band-Aid on, or are you going to get a new pipe?
I'm getting a new pipe. I'm calling the man.
What about you?
He's fixing it.
I call my dad because he's a plumber to know what can I do and if you have something so he can come at my place.
Yeah, but the point is are you going to get a new pipe, or are you going to continue to put Band-Aids on it, showing that it's leaking and it's getting worse?
So like, yeah. So like right now I'm doing my dishes in my kitchen.
Yeah, and it's leaking. It's always leaking.
I put a, how do you call something like that? A bucket under?
Okay, but I'm
And I
saying
finished.
you've been doing that for a while. Are you going to get call the plumber and get a new pipe because you have
Yeah,
the
I
money
need
to
a
do
new
so?
one.
What about you? What are you doing?
Need to fix it.
I'll get a new pipe.
New pipe.
I would definitely get a new pipe.
You? New pipe?
one.
Pipe.
You?
I wouldn't even put a Band-Aid. I would.
You would get the new pipe from the beginning.
Yeah.
Thank you for being honest. What about you?
I will call the service to
You
fix it.
to get it? Okay.
Pipe.
So, and the reason why I say that analogy, ladies, is because I get it. You could potentially be the Band-Aid, right, and fix the situation, uphold it for a bit. But at the end of the day, if a pipe is bad, it's bad. And what I've realized is the more attractive a woman is, typically the more money she has to get a new fucking plumber and a new pipe. Women that are attractive have options. And when women have options, they can go ahead and replace you anytime with a better and more sturdy pipe. So what I say is that every girl, some girls might support you for a day. Some girls might support you for a week. Some girls might support you for 6 months. But at some point, the pipe is going to be replaced if it keeps leaking. So what I tell guys is, don't fucking leak. Or if you do, it better be for a short period of time. Because girls are typically always going to call the plumber and find a new pipe. No pun intended. So that's what I mean when I say, because girls sit there and say, I will go ahead and I'll come in and I'll take him when he's vulnerable or whatever. But for how long?
No, that's not
How
what I
many
was
times are you
saying.
gonna put a
That's
Band-Aid
not
on?
what that's not what I was saying at all.
Boy.
Myron,
That's not what I was saying at all.
No, but all I'm simply displaying with the analogy is women are prone to get a new pipe. That's what I'm trying to say. If they're attractive enough, they're not like she was honest about it. Oh, I'm gonna get a new pipe right away.
Here's
how
the
hot girls
thing.
think.
That's what you're saying. It's called a project boy in a sense, and that means that you meet him in a situation in life
Yeah.
where either he's vulnerable and you want to fix him up, or I don't know.
Build a man.
Yeah, you build
Let
a
me ask
man
you a
at
question.
the end of the day.
Have you had a project guy before?
Yeah,
How'd that go?
I moved on. No.
Thank you. And that's why you gave your answer, well, I'll just get a new pipe from the beginning, because you
Yes.
know what a Band-Aid is like. And that's what I'm trying to explain here. That's the analogy. Women understand that Band-Aids are temporary fixes, but if the pipe doesn't get fixed to some degree, I'm moving on. I'm getting a better, newer, sturdier
leaving.
pipe.
Yeah.
But
That's how
here's
women
the
look at men.
Here's the thing, I guess, and I'm not trying to make any polemics on this table, but it's how you're raised, As you said, the men bring bread to the table, but the women are the ones that would take care of the kids as they grow. Yes, in different countries, you have nannies, maids, whatever you want. But in a logic situation, you don't have that. And while the guy is providing, you're taking care of the household. So with that being said, it means kids. So it depends at the end how the woman raises the kids. Are they gonna be independent? Are you gonna learn how to iron your shirt because mamita didn't do it for you? Or are you gonna ask your girlfriend to do it? You know, it's...
Okay, but what's the relevancy with leadership there?
No, I was going back to the question prior that we were talking about the guys being the household, the bread
Winner?
winner.
leader.
Yeah.
Being the leader?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm confused, but okay. What were you were trying to say something
Language
before?
barrier.
Yeah, you're trying to say something before I was giving my analogy on the because you said you got to hold the guy down.
Yeah, no, it's just the way that you said it made it seem like you're starting off from bandage with the man, which is not what I said. I said that you're watching how a man leads, so he's already in his prime, or you're watching him be the assertive one, the director, the leader. And from being around that, just like if you were with your homeboys and you know who the primary leader is in that group, you're going to watch him. You're going to study him, and you're going to, if you want to become that man, you're going to follow those things. You're going to observe, and you're going to put those attributes into yourself. Okay. So that way, if it comes down to it, that one individual that may be at the bottom at the moment that's been observing you the most might carry you the best because he's trying to prove himself. And not saying that a woman's trying to prove herself, but I'm saying that that's obviously who you want in your corner. Just for the simple fact that you said a woman, most likely when you become a bandage, don't leak on her, get rid of her, or you don't want him. You don't want that situation for her to just leave you when it comes down to that. So you have to be able to understand who you have in your corner.
What I'm saying is that no matter how loyal the girl is, there's always a time clock once you start leaking. That's my point.
And I'm not disagreeing, because you're right. A majority of those women are like that. And that's why you have to be strategic. Just like when you're playing chess, you learn the pieces and you learn your movements and you study players, is because you want to make sure that you have the correct movement. And that comes with women. You make a decision on who you want. You said in the beginning that everyone here is not a 10. And that's okay if you want a 10, and you know what a 10 wants at the end of the day. So if you become that leak, you know yourself that you cannot leak in front of that woman. But
that's my point.
But if you probably go lower than a 10, something out of your range, then you can understand maybe you can be a bandage here and there.
But again,
longer,
that's cool. She might stay a little bit longer, but it does not change the fact that the pipe is going to be switched at some point if you continue to leak. That's what I'm trying to say. So some girls might have more tolerance. I might support you for a month. I might support you for 6 months. Maybe even a year I'll hold you down. But at some point, she's going to have an issue. That's what I'm trying to say.
Do you agree?
Depending on the woman.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I
Every
agree.
girl has different tolerance levels. What I've found is the more attractive the woman is and the more options she has, the more likely she's going to go with another option. That's just how it is. That's how human beings are. That's how women are, especially. Women typically go with the best option that they can get.
I mean, you could even add in genuine love when it lasts for so long, you know?
Yeah, because controversial take, women are opportunistic lovers.
I mean, just because we all know that the way that this generation is and how traditions have changed and things like that, yes.
No, women have always been opportunistic lovers since the beginning of time.
Survival.
I would argue even more so before, because
and you wouldn't say men were like that too?
No.
Back when royalty was a thing and you married into more riches.
Men are opportunistic fuckers. Women are opportunistic lovers. Big difference.
Okay, well,
men will have sex if given the opportunity, especially if they won't get caught or whatever. Women, however, love only when an opportunity presents itself with the best guy.
And he was playing chess, by the way.
I can agree.
I'm not going to disagree with that.
So that's kind of how it is. That's why I always say I think a man's love is way more genuine than a woman's love. A guy can love a girl. Like, there's not much required for a man to love a woman, but there's a lot required for a woman to love a man. But as soon as he stops providing what he used to provide, that girl's gone, bro. Stability, security, provisioning. These are the things that women typically look for. A man, though, oh, she's hot and available, not a pain in the ass. Damn, man, she's my chick.
It sucks.
I agree to
Okay.
this.
I know it sucks. I get it, but like I'm just trying to explain
She
to you.
agrees.
I don't
So-
think it's.
Yeah, I mean, like,
But that's just the reality.
Oh, she's hot. She's sexy. She's blah blah blah.
Yeah,
Okay,
women
that's
don't have to
cool.
bring much to the table to get
That's
love.
cute.
Yeah, but beauty doesn't last forever.
They know that. They know that.
So
that, they don't. But
know
that's
that.
you guys are not gonna move from the girl at that point.
I think
They
it's just
trade
a
her.
little
Well,
more
here's the thing.
realistic.
Like, yeah, beauty
But
doesn't
it's-
last forever, but if a girl gets a guy, she gets him.
I mean,
I might go fuck another girl, but that doesn't mean I love that other girl.
Fair enough.
Especially if she's like the mother of my children. I built memories with her. I have a bond with her.
Yeah, but you get an ugly divorce and you don't want to see her. You'll fuck how
Men rarely
many
initiate
people.
divorce.
I guarantee you.
Hold on.
Yeah.
When we went around the table, every girl that went through a divorce here or broke up, last time I checked, they all broke up with the guy.
Exactly.
Nope.
Oh.
But
You did it?
no, actually, he came back from France and the next day he dumped me.
But you said before that you dumped him.
It was a mutual agreement at the end as we talked
Okay.
about it.
How about this question for
But-
you? All right, so he dumped you.
Yep.
How many times have you been dumped in your life? By a boy or a man?
That time.
2 times? 1 time?
One.
Once? Now, how many times have you dumped a man?
Okay, touche.
Touche.
There you go.
Touche.
I mean, like, that's cool. Maybe in your
Finish.
30 years of life.
My karma.
And yeah, and no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying to say, in your 30 years of life, you've only been dumped once, but you've probably dumped 2 to 3 times as many times.
No.
And that's what I'm trying to say. Women initiate the
I
breakups.
haven't
It's not the
had
men.
so many boyfriends.
It's,
but
it's not the men that are breaking up with women or ending relationships. It's the women that end the relationships. So I think men in general, like, genuinely do have way more love for women than women have for men. As soon as a man stops providing value, y'all get rid of him, which is fine. I'm not like crying about like, oh my God, no. But I understand that men, they're only loved under the pretense that they provide value. Women don't have to though.
I
And for
think
me-
that as long as you have common goals in a relationship, it'll be okay. But as long as
No.
No, I'm sorry, no.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
then
no.
see, you're looking at it like I want to say an optimistic standpoint, but let's be real here. For a guy to leave you, you have to really mess up with him, like really mess up with him for him to leave you.